Previously on Revenge.
Emily's not your friend, Amanda. You need more proof.
I called your lawyer and had her send over its divorce papers. Stuntins.
Your family's been calling nonstop. You gotta face them eventually.
Take the box. Bury your father's secrets away from here. Come to Paris with me.
I can't.
Hello, Danny.
No! Amanda!
My God.
I didn't...
Go. My truck's up the road. The keys are inside. Hey!
It's Tyler.
Mom?
Don't say a word. My father's false imprisonment taught me that in a crisis, you quickly find out who your real friends are. Tragedy and scandal, it seems, have a unique way of clarifying people's priorities.
We heard a cell phone ring up by the sand dune. I saw someone in a dark hoodie hiding behind the
I
sawgrass.
don't know. It could have been a hoodie. It could have been anything. Like a guest from the party. It's hard to say.
Tyler wasn't a bad person. He was sick.
The guy went all Benihana on my arm and tied me to a chair.
That boy was a menace.
If you people had been doing your jobs, you'd have made sure the little psychopath stayed locked up after holding us all hostage at gunpoint.
When I went home to get Daniel clothes, I saw that my gun was missing. I'd left a window open. Tyler must have broken in and stolen it while we were at the party.
So what were you and Mr. Barrel fighting about? I don't remember a fight. You have 15 stitches in your head. How do you explain that? Tyler had a history of violence. He threatened your whole family at your birthday party. Look, I can understand. If you felt like your life was in danger, you shot him, didn't you?
Don't say a word.
I don't remember. Mr. and Mrs. Grayson, you've had a very busy few months here in the Hamptons.
Are you charging him?
Not yet. But if you're planning on joining the Labor Day exodus to the city, don't.
Well, then we're going to be taking him home. In case it's lost upon you, he has a severe head injury.
He's also covered in blood, presumably the victim's, who was apparently killed by bullets fired from his fiance's gun. No, we still have a lot of questions.
Yeah, which won't be answered until his lawyer's present. Or you want me to call him right now and just let him know that my son's rights are being violated?
Come on, let's go home.
We have a car waiting for you.
I'm gonna go with Emily. I need to speak to my mother first. I love her.
If you need.
Smart move, running back to the house to create a cover for how Tyler got your gun.
Might not even matter. Tyler could have told Daniel everything.
And Tyler's not exactly a reliable source, and Daniel loves you. Unless that's changed.
We had an argument at the party. I'm not sure where we stand.
You're standing in a police station. I would say the more pressing issue is the whereabouts of your father's infinity box.
It's safe and sound. You ready to go? Are you okay? What were you talking to your mother about?
We had words at the party. I just wanted to clear the air.
It's good. You're gonna need as much support as you can get right now. Daniel, what happened on the beach with you and Tyler?
What's this?
Why don't we call your fiancée and ask her? I did, after all, find it underneath her living room floorboards.
I don't remember.
I had the cook set up some breakfast in case you're hungry. I've also been tracking the media coverage of Daniel online.
No, wait a second. Who alerted the media?
Well, there's a picture online of Daniel in his bloody tux. Someone from the party must have snapped it.
Oh, well, so much for decorum.
She's right. It's everywhere. bloody billionaire beach battle? Do the police really think Daniel killed Tyler?
Of course not.
My dad took the helicopter into the city. When it returns, I've made sure the best defense attorney in Manhattan is going to be on board.
Ashley, could you please get me an aspirin?
Of course.
I think our time would be better spent trying to get that photograph taken down.
Okay, I'll call Nolan Ross and see if we can have access to his tech team.
And you should get to bed, young lady. Get some rest. Next few days are going to be challenging.
I'm only here to pick up clothes. I'm going back to Declan's.
Sweetheart, we need you to stay here. Your brother's in real trouble, and we need to stay together as a family.
That's right. We need to present a united front.
Fine. I'll move back in when you do. That's what I thought. Must be exhausted.
You should take him for a walk.
I will. Just gonna change first.
Where you been?
Jeez, Dak. You scared the hell out of me. What are you doing in here?
I'm wondering what happened to you. I thought you sailed off to Haiti.
My engine crapped out.
Yeah. I figured that when I saw the Amanda in her slip an hour ago. So where you been all this time?
5 in the morning, man. Why aren't you sleeping?
It's been a crazy night. Tyler was murdered.
Tyler?
Me and Charlotte found him. And Daniel pops up from a dune covered in blood.
That's insane. Are you okay?
Fine. Charlotte's a wreck, though. She told the cops that she saw some guy in a hoodie on the beach by Tyler's body.
What about you?
I was too far away. I didn't get a good look at his face. I'm gonna crash.
What are you doing?
Looking for answers. What is this?
I don't know. It must belong to the previous owner. How did you...
Tyler told me you've been playing me. She had secrets hidden underneath the floorboards.
Daniel, Tyler was crazy. He was a liar. He held us at gunpoint.
You're right, I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize. You're injured or traumatized. I love you, Daniel. I'm gonna be by your side no matter what. Come on, you need to get some sleep.
As of now, Daniel hasn't been charged with anything. All we know is Tyler Barrow appears to have been shot to death, and Daniel was found unconscious at the scene with some blood on him. Everyone's waiting on the coroner's report, as well as the results from your fingerprint and gunshot residue tests. Until those come back, we won't know what we're up against.
Mr. Brooks, I want to tell you how grateful we are that you've agreed to represent Daniel, and that you can count on my husband and I to work as a team.
Where is your husband?
Mr. Brooks was kind enough not to question your absence, but I am not feeling so indulgent.
I haven't slept. I'm tired. I didn't want our history clouding the room.
Conrad, are you all right? What is it?
I made a terrible, terrible mistake. You know, the plane that went down Flight 197. I'm responsible.
What on earth are you talking about?
The group that claimed responsibility for the bombing, I was laundering money for them.
Conrad.
Investigation's gonna tie it back to the company. I'm gonna go to prison for the rest of my life if I'm lucky. They're gonna freeze all of our assets, and you're gonna have to raise Daniel alone under a cloud of disgrace. Life, as we know it, Victoria, is over. No matter how much we try to escape our past, we seem destined to repeat it. Like it or not, we are in this together. Again.
Good to see you, old timer. Good boy.
Jack! Shouldn't you be on a boat halfway to Haiti right now?
Yeah, well, the engine had other ideas. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's Daniel I'm worried about. The police were questioning him pretty hard.
Do we have any other suspects?
I don't know, they're not really keeping us in the loop. How's Declan? Finding Tyler's body. It's been pretty awful.
Yeah, he's playing it cool, but I'm not buying it. You haven't heard from Amanda by any chance, have you?
No. Still no luck getting a hold of her?
Her phone's disconnected. Anyway, thank you for looking after Sammy.
Anytime. I need to see what happened on Jack's boat. He never left town.
What? He should be down around the Outer Banks by now.
Try my back porch.
No, I swear, he left the harbor. I saw him, or at least Shamu did. See? What did I tell you?
Amanda? What are you doing here?
Mea culpa, babe.
Jack said he had engine trouble, and the last time he saw Amanda was last week. Why would he lie to me?
Probably because he's covering up another one of her messes.
Talk to him, see if you can find out why Amanda came back.
And where she's been hiding, right?
Especially that.
Charlotte, what are you doing?
I barely slept last night. My head is pounding. You have no idea what these past few days have been like for me. Finding out David Clark is my father, and now Daniel getting wrapped up in Tyler's murder investigation. Knowing how close we probably came to getting killed, too. And that creepy guy in the hoodie.
Well, maybe you should call that shrink again. You said she really helped last time.
Talking's overrated.
And taking pills isn't. Were you high last night? Come on, Charlotte, you're supposed to be the smart one here.
And you're supposed to be on my side.
Where are you going?
I've had enough interrogation for one weekend.
Should have gone to Paris.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Hamptons Police Department.
Just a minute!
You're gonna fry me, aren't you?
No, no. No, I'm not gonna let that happen, okay?
Police Department.
Okay?
Miss Lauren, we have a warrant for Daniel's arrest. Open the door now. That's it. Daniel Grayson, you're under arrest for the murder of Tyler Barrow.
Daniel's fingerprints were found on Emily's gun.
He handled that gun a dozen times.
His hands were tested positive for gunshot residue. The blood splatter on his tuxedo was the same type as Tyler's. In a political climate like this, the DA goes first-degree murder.
All right, it's time you told us everything that happened on that beach, son.
It's okay.
Do it. Tyler was talking crazy, waving the gun around. We had a struggle, and I managed to get a hold of it. And then he charged at me.
Keep going.
So I fired
3 times?
once. And I blacked out. Next thing I remember was my mother calling my name.
Tyler was shot 3 times. Once in the chest, twice in the back.
I didn't shoot Tyler in the back.
How do you know? I thought you said you blacked out. When you and Tyler struggled, where did he hit you?
Right here on the side of the head.
There's a hematoma in the back of your head. That's a hard spot to reach if you're fighting face to face. We can use it to float the theory there was a third person on the beach that knocked you out, set you up. You're rich. Who hates you? Disgruntled investors, hostile competitors.
Amanda Clark.
Great. Where can we find her?
Mr. Grayson, what effect will a murder trial have on Grayson's clothes?
The Grayson family has no comment, except to say that Daniel is innocent of the charges, and they're sure that justice will be served.
Amanda?
Victoria, come on in.
When you and Daniel decided to get married, you probably never would have dreamed that your engagement would have included a murder investigation.
I don't think anyone could imagine something so horrible.
Well, under the circumstances, I would understand if you were reevaluating the future of your relationship. So, this is my engagement present to the two of you.
You want me to open it now?
No. I want you to hold on to it. And I need to know that you stand by Daniel's side, no matter how rough the road gets. If you abandoned him, it'll send a very public message about his innocence.
Honestly, that never even crossed my mind.
Emily,
Victoria,
why did you come back to this house when we were all at the police station?
I knew that they would take Daniel's suit. I wanted to make sure that he had a change of clothing for when they did.
Well, that was quick thinking. Maybe your time in the juvenile detention facility will end up being an asset in Daniel's court case.
I got a problem and I don't know where else to go. Welcome to the Cone of Silence. You know what this is? A wire receipt for $5 million? Someone sent it from the Southampton Trust to a small bank outside of Montreal. I called the bank, but I couldn't get them to give me any information on who it came from. Was it you? No. Then it must have been the Graysons. I think this had something to do with what happened on the beach. Really? Because you want to get wrapped up in a murder investigation? I already am. The receipt was in Amanda's jacket. I thought you said she left. She showed up the other night as I was heading out. We were all set to go to Haiti and she took off. Nolan, I followed her to the beach. I spent hours looking for her, driving around. She was gone. Probably straight to Canada to collect the $5 million. You asked for my advice, so I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Throw away the receipt and let it go. And while you're at it, why don't you let Amanda go too? I can't do that. Jack! ASAP. You're gonna want to sit down for this one.
Do you believe Daniel killed Tyler?
Of course not.
Stuff they're saying about him online, it's like they're talking about a completely different person.
They are.
Just wish there was something I could do to help him. Is this what it was like for you when you found out David Clark did all those hideous things? You think about him every time you look at me?
Charlotte.
I want to know about him, Mom. What kind of person he was when he was with you.
Feels like you're a million miles away.
If only.
You know, my aunt, Charlotte, has a farm in Kansas, 50 acres. We could pack our bags and leave tonight.
I can't leave Daniel with Conrad.
Well, we can pack 2 bags. Bring the kid with us. Besides, when Conrad finds out about us, I'm gonna be finished on Wall Street. I'm gonna be packing my bags regardless.
That's why no one can find out about us, David. I've lived that life before, and I can't live it again.
Well, what about love? Can you live without that?
I promised to tell you everything one day, but today's not the day. I need you to think hard about that person you saw on the beach. You might remember things that you don't realize. Do you understand me? Your brother's life may depend on it.
I got your message. What's so important?
Jack found a wire transfer receipt on Amem's jacket.
Did you find out how much Amanda told him?
Didn't sound like she had a lot of time to chat before she took off. You ever notice how whenever you want her to leave, girlfriend keeps popping up like the homicidal stripper version of whack-a-mole, but whenever you need to find her, she vanishes.
He manages to pull Jack even deeper into trouble.
Miss Thorne.
I'll call you back. Mr. Brooks.
I apologize for the ambush, but I wanted to speak to you alone. To be perfectly blunt, the more dirt I have on Daniel, the better prepared I'll be when the fur starts flying.
Ah. Looking for skeletons.
Skeletons, addictions, secret relationships, proclivities.
Wow. You are blunt.
Your fiancé is facing a murder charge. This isn't the time for subtlety. Victoria is convinced Amanda Clark had something to do with what happened on that beach. Have you had any run-ins with her?
I just met her this summer. She used to live in this house, actually. She came by once, looking for childhood memories.
Do you believe she hates the Graysons enough to frame Daniel for murder?
I think you'd have to find her and ask her. All I know is she's a very troubled girl.
I already have my investigators on it. Thank you, Miss Thorne.
Mr. Brooks, since we're being candid, I think there is something you should know.
About Daniel or Amanda?
About the Graysons.
I understand Daniel got into a few scrapes over the last few years.
Like anyone his age, he's had a few youthful indiscretions.
And what role did you and Conrad play in those indiscretions?
I'm not sure I follow you.
Did you honestly believe I wouldn't find out you paid off a judge last summer to downgrade Daniel's DUI and reckless endangerment charges?
Where on earth did you hear this?
I told him.
I thought you were on Daniel's side. Or was that just a ruse?
As far as I'm concerned, Emily is the only one here who seems to have Daniel's best interest at heart.
No one loves my son more than I do.
What if the prosecution had blindsided me with that mid-trial?
We were very discreet.
That girl was almost killed. Her brother took a 9-iron to Daniel's Aston Martin. Many people know exactly what you did.
Everyone's looking for a member of the 1% to smack down, and Daniel is tailor-made to take that fall. So unless you're ready to level with me, I might as well be up at Shinnecock Hills practicing my backswing.
Of course, Mr. Brooks. From here on out, you'll have complete and utter candor from both of us. Do you have any leads on Amanda Clark?
Still working on it.
Did you know that she dated that young man who runs the Stowaway Tavern in Montauk? And his name is Jack Porter.
I'll pay him a visit. But my more immediate concern is the security tapes from the party.
What now?
Apparently, they were tampered with. Kept on a 3-minute loop for the bulk of the evening.
And how does that impact us?
The prosecution will make it look like Daniel engineered it so no one would see him kill Tyler.
How long have you been working for Takeda?
What are you talking about?
I know you disabled the security cameras at the party. It's got Takeda's stamp all over it. Do I really need to kick your ass again? How did he recruit you?
Okay. He cozied up to me at the investor shindig earlier this summer. He wanted me to look out for you.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because he told me not to. And he can be very convincing. I'm sorry, Ems.
No, you know what? It's my fault. I should never have brought you so deep into this.
It's a little late to put that genie back in the infinity box.
Anyway, we have more pressing problems than your loyalty issues. The Graysons are on a mission to find Amanda. Until they do, they're going to be looking for a fall guy closer to home.
Jack.
Miss Davenport, how are the Graysons holding up during this very difficult time?
They're devastated. Daniel Grayson's arrest is a terrible injustice. The evidence will show that not only did Daniel not commit the crime, but that there was another person on the beach that night who had both the motive and the means to murder Tyler Barrow and frame Daniel for the crime. The Grayson family are offering a $100,000 reward for any information leading to the conviction of the killer.
Charlotte, is everything okay?
This is the prettiest spot on the beach. So peaceful.
Yeah, I really lucked out.
Hard to believe I grew up with a sister right next door and I never had any idea. Do you think she knew the truth this whole summer? My mother thinks she did. There's just so much I want to ask her about her life, her father, our father. The chances are that won't happen now.
Is that why you've been taking those pills? You know, Jack and Amanda came over one day and they told me that your father built this swing. Couldn't have been all bad.
Hey, Jack, you got a sec?
What's up?
Do you remember when I was 9 and me and Jimmy Smithson were playing frisbee in the bar and I broke Dad's favorite beer sign?
Neon one? The clock?
Yeah, Dad went ballistic. You know, I'd never seen somebody actually turn purple. So I ran up to my room, started packing a bag, figuring I was going to run away. And you told him you did it. Even though he grounded you. And wouldn't let you go on that camping trip to the Adirondacks.
Dad.
No, you are the most stand-up guy I know. I've seen you take the heat for other people over and over again, but you got a lot more to lose here than a couple days in the mountains. I don't care who you're protecting or why. But as of now, I'm gonna start protecting you.
Single malt.
Neat. Going up?
What's that pretty girl who tends bar? Amanda, is it?
Our business is seasonal. When the summer ends, people move on to the next gig. Happens every year.
You do her dating, right?
You ask a lot of questions.
Benjamin Brooks. I represent Daniel Grayson. I have another question for you. Where were you Saturday night?
I was starting to sail to Haiti. I was getting ready to help with the rebuilding there.
Aren't you the altruist? What stopped you?
Engine trouble.
That's a shame. Pretty soon fall will be here. It'll be too rough a trip. Should have left when you had the chance. Let me know if you hear from Amanda.
You can have your boat fixed and ready to go by nightfall. Running away is not gonna solve anything. And I gotta find the man before the Graysons do.
And how are you gonna do that?
I don't know yet.
Does it matter to you if your clients are guilty?
I never asked.
Cynical.
The last thing I need is to have my judgment clouded. In 20 years, I haven't lost a case, so if it ain't broke. What's your take on all this?
I think Daniel shot Tyler. And I think he's gonna get away with it.
And yet you continue to work for the Graysons.
I come from a town called Croydon, just outside of London. Population, no one cares, and dropping. I want more out of life than planning parties and making sure other people's lives run smoothly, but for now, it's my job.
The camera sure loves you. You play your cards right, you can parlay Daniel's trial into a whole new career. But then, I think you already know that.
Looks like you can use some company.
2 months ago, we were being heralded in the Times as a golden couple. And now look at us. One child arrested for murder, and the other can't look at us without contempt. Divorced, but living under the same roof.
At least 20,000 square foot roof. It's not like we'll be tripping over each other.
24,000. Oh, how the hell did we get here?
I believe it's called the domino effect. You know, one move begets another, and then before you know it...
They all fall down. I'm worried. Jail is no place for a boy like Daniel.
There is a perception in this part of the world that power and money exert undue influence. I want it clear. In my courtroom, justice has no price tag. I have carefully examined the wealth of forensic evidence linking Daniel Grayson to the crime scene, and taken into consideration the Grayson family's unlimited resources, as well as private planes. Given the serious nature of this crime, I hereby deny bail for Daniel Grayson. And order him to be remanded to the maximum security correctional facility on Rikers Island while he waits trial. Daniel! Would you please remove the defendant?
Did the Graysons see the judge's ruling as a huge defeat?
The Grayson family have the greatest respect for the court's decision regarding Daniel's bail, but they do view this as a minor setback, and one they're sure the justice system will remedy as quickly as possible. I'd also like to...
You're not going anywhere, are you? No, Bethany needs me. Oh, kudos for the family values. But you're making a colossal mistake. Does this mean you don't want to drink? Make it a double. It's gonna be a long fall. Hey, it's Nolan. Those photos we pulled down for the Graysons, I need you to find out where they originated.
Adversity creates unexpected alliances. But treaties of this nature seldom form with an equality of power.
Well, here she is, the media's new it girl. Oh, it's quite an upgrade from the Queen's favorite worker bee.
I take it you didn't summon me here for an autograph?
Not for meteoric rise, Ash, but followed a hunch and sourced the scandal pics that are blowing up the internet. And guess where the trail ends?
Who else knows?
Just us. now.
Loyalties forged in apprehension and mistrust are tenuous at best. Easily broken when held up to the unforgiving light of the truth. But in the darkness of our most desperate hours, it's often these loyalties that lend us the strength to do what we know must be done.
You should have heeded my warning.
What did you do?
What
happened on the beach?
Boy is going to expose you.
You won't get away with this, Tyler.
Sure I will, but Emily won't. Stay back! Maybe you should call Emily first. Ask her permission to pull the trigger. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing, you idiot! And you're just a helpless little lamb headed for the slaughter. Please help me.
But there were others. The girl you call Amanda. She has been taken care of. And then... the other boy you have feelings for. You cannot save them both.
A conflicted heart feeds on doubt and confusion. It will make you question your path, your tactics, your motives. When you stare ahead and darkness is all you see, only reason and determination can pull you back from the abyss.